The vast crystalline chamber of the Galactic Council hummed with tension as Ambassador David Kane stood from his chair, his weathered hands gripping the edge of the negotiation table. The silence that followed his movement was deafening, broken only by the soft whirring of translation devices and the nervous clicking of Altarian claws against metal. "The Terran Federation withdraws from these proceedings," Kane announced, his voice carrying across the chamber with the weight of finality. "We will not be party to demands that strip our sovereignty while offering nothing but empty promises in return." Council Speaker Yorthin, a towering figure whose blue-scaled form commanded respect among the gathered species, rose to his full height, his large, dark eyes fixed upon the human delegation with what many interpreted as condescension. "Ambassador Kane, surely you understand the gravity of your actions. The Council has offered generous terms for your species' integration into civilized galactic society." Kane's laugh was sharp and bitter. "Generous? You demand we surrender our military capabilities, accept monitoring stations in our sovereign space, and submit to genetic modification protocols that would fundamentally alter what it means to be human. In exchange, you offer us the privilege of paying tribute to maintain our protected status." The chamber erupted in a cacophony of alien voices, each species represented voicing their opinions in various clicks, growls, and melodic tones. The Vrexian delegate, a mantis-like creature named Clickster, waved his blade-like appendages dismissively. The humans failed to grasp their position. They are a young species, barely beyond their home system. They should be grateful for the Council's patience. General Maria Torres, Kane's military advisor, stepped forward. Her uniform bore the scars of countless battles, and her eyes held the cold calculation of someone who had seen war's true face. "Patience? Is that what you call the blockade? Of our trade routes? The harassment of our merchant vessels? The accidental destruction of our mining platforms?" Yorthin's expression remained impassive. "Regrettable incidents, certainly, but necessary measures to encourage compliance. The galaxy has order, Ambassador. Your species threatens that order simply by existing as you do." Kane felt the weight of history pressing down upon him. Behind him sat the representatives of humanity's greatest achievements, scientists who had unlocked the secrets of faster-than-light travel, engineers who had built cities among the stars, and warriors who had defended Earth against threats the Council claimed didn't exist. "You speak of order," Kane replied, his voice growing stronger. "But what you offer is subjugation dressed in diplomatic language. You've made one critical error in your calculations, Council Speaker." The alien dignitaries leaned forward, their various forms of attention focused on the human ambassador. Even the usually aloof ethereal representatives, beings of pure energy, contained within crystalline matrices, seemed to pulse with interest. "You assume we need you more than you need us," Kane continued. "You've convinced yourselves that because we're young, we're weak. Because we're small in number, we're insignificant. But you've forgotten something important about humans." Dr. Lisa Park, the Federation's chief scientist, activated her data tablet. Holographic displays filled the space above the negotiation table, showing star charts, resource surveys, and technological specifications. "In the 18 months since first contact, you've analyzed your civilization extensively. Your technology is impressive, but stagnant. Your last major innovation was 3 centuries ago." The Council members shifted uncomfortably. The Draconian representative, a reptilian humanoid called Vex, hissed softly. "Impossible. The Council's technological superiority is absolute." Park smiled coldly. "Your fusion drives are inefficient. Your manufacturing processes are outdated. Your military tactics haven't evolved in generations. You've become complacent, content to maintain the status quo while innovation dies in the name of stability." Kane walked slowly around the table. his footsteps echoing in the chamber. "We've been studying you, yes, but we've also been preparing. While you debated our fate, we were building. While you plotted our submission, we were learning." General Torres activated her own display. 3 days ago, our deep space monitoring stations detected your entire Third Fleet moving into position around our colonies. What you intended as a show of force, we saw as an opportunity for field testing. The holographic display showed a tactical readout of space around the human colony of New Geneva. Dozens of Council warships, their sleek forms bristling with weapons, hung in formation around the planet. But scattered among them, almost invisible against the cosmic background, were smaller human vessels. "Your ships are powerful," Torres acknowledged, "but they're also predictable. We've been tracking your fleet movements for weeks, modeling your behavior patterns, learning your weaknesses." Clickster's mandibles clicked rapidly. "You dare threaten the Council? Your primitive vessels are no match for our armada." Kane returned to his seat, but remained standing. "We're not threatening anyone. We're simply demonstrating that your assumptions about us are fatally flawed. You see our small numbers and assume weakness. But humans don't think like you do. We don't fight like you do. We don't surrender like you do." The chamber fell silent again as the implications of his words sank in. The Council had built their power on the principle of overwhelming force, backed by technological superiority. Species that couldn't match their might were absorbed, their unique characteristics homogenized into the greater whole. "You want to know what makes humans different?" Kane asked, his voice now carrying a note of pride. "We don't just adapt to survive. We adapt to thrive. We don't just learn from our mistakes. We learn from yours." Dr. Park's displays shifted, showing comparative analyses of Council and human technology. "Your energy weapons are more powerful than ours, but they're also more complex. Our kinetic weapons are simpler, more reliable, and easier to mass produce. Your shields can deflect our energy weapons, but they're not designed to handle sustained kinetic bombardment." The ethereal representative pulsed with agitation. "This is speculation. Theory. You have no practical experience in galactic warfare." General Torres smiled grimly. "Actually, we do. As of 2 hours ago, the New Geneva system is under full human control. Your Third Fleet has been disabled, their crews unharmed, but their ships captured. We've also taken the liberty of securing the jump gate network between our space and yours." The chamber erupted in chaos. Delegates leaped to their feet, voices raised in alarm and outrage. Yorthan's scales darkened with fury. "This is an act of war. The Council will not stand for such aggression." Kane raised his hand for silence. "War? No, Council Speaker. This is a demonstration. Your ships are intact, your crews are safe, and your pride is the only casualty. We could have destroyed your fleet, but that would have made us no better than the tyrannical order you represent." The human ambassador gathered his materials, his delegation following suit. "The Terran Federation withdraws from these negotiations. We will not submit to your terms, and we will not be intimidated by your threats. But we also won't be your enemies unless you force us to be." As the humans moved toward the chamber's exit, Kane paused at the doorway. "You made one fundamental error in your assessment of our species. You assumed that because we're young, we haven't learned the lessons of history. But we have learned them. We've learned that freedom is worth fighting for, that dignity cannot be negotiated away, and that sometimes the only way to achieve peace is to walk away from those who would deny it to you." The chamber doors sealed behind the human delegation, leaving the Council in stunned silence. In the months that followed, the galaxy would learn that humans had done more than simply walk away from peace talks. They had walked away from the established order itself, choosing to forge their own path among the stars. and in doing so, they had forced the greatest powers in the galaxy to confront an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes the youngest voice in the room is the wisest one of all.